past couple of years. Alright, so here is some of the things that you're going to learn in this course. We're going to get started with some definitions about programming, how web apps work, how web pages work, how the text editor works, and all of that. And I'm gonna give you some of the details about the elements of HTML, how they work, and all of that, how HTML pages are created. And I'm also gonna teach you a little some of the things about the syntax. I'm also gonna show you how some advanced areas of HTML work. How are you gonna, for example, integrate some images, how you're gonna write links, lists, and so on. I'm also gonna show you how to work with forms. Every little bit of details about forms, it's going to be explained in this course. I'm also gonna teach you a bit of CSS along the way, because CSS works really well with HTML. And yeah, we're gonna take a look at actually a lot of things more than that. Alright, so go ahead and take action right now. Get the course if you like this, and I will see you inside. Developers and what's going on. So about this section, I created the 3-second videos for a reason, just to let you guys know how the web works, what are text editors, and how to install your text editor, okay, and how the browser works and all of that. But if you don't understand everything of every single video, that's totally fine, okay. These things I've learned by reading, okay, throughout my whole journey, okay. I did not like go right away and like Google every little bit of these things when I just started out. No, I did not do that. So if you don't understand some things, that's totally fine. You can look it up, and as you go as a developer, you will learn a lot of stuff, not just by watching videos. You will learn by reading, observing people, talking to people online, and all of that. So if you don't understand everything in this section, that's totally fine. Just relax, learn, and have fun. So yeah, that's basically it. Keep going. Hello developers, and what's going on? So in this one, we're gonna talk about how the web works, just in simple terms. Okay, so we have here our 3 items right over here. We're gonna talk about how the clients and the servers first. So just think of the whole internet as a road, okay. We have like 2 main parts on these roads: the clients on one part of the road and the servers on the other part. So the client is like every normal user on the internet, like me, like you. Any user on the internet is considered a client, okay. And the servers are basically this massive structure, these massive structure computers. They have like the hardware in these computers are intensive. It's not like us, the clients. We only use like simple computers, stuff like that. So this actually work like 24/7. They don't stop, and they handle all the web resources, or you can find all the resources on the web available on these servers, okay. So this is how we basically connect, and we actually connect through the browser, okay. So let's talk about what exactly happens behind the scenes when you try to type, let's say, when you try to type a normal address on the web, like I'm trying to access Facebook right now. So what exactly happens behind the scenes? So I have this website right here, or this page right here, which explains in a bit what happens. So what basically happens when you try to type something on the internet, which is actually called a web address, or or a URL, or anything like that. So what happens, the browser goes to a DNS server, and a DNS server is basically these servers that they're like address book or something like that. Okay, they contain all the IPs, because every website has an IP, and you as a user or as a client on the internet has an IP. So this is how we basically connect. When you try to type a website on the browser right here, it goes to a DNS server, and the DNS server basically takes your website and try to find the IP for it, tries to find the IP on the DNS itself. So after it finds the IP, it will just, it will just display the page just like this one right over here. And if it's not okay, if it's not there, if it's not there, it will just return not found, something like that. So this is basically how the DNS actually works. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. So what basically happens, all this process going to the DNS and finding the IP and all of that, we have like an HTTP request message, and the HTTP request is just a way of sending and transforming and transmitting data through the internet. It's just an internet protocol like an IP. So it actually sends a request to the server, and the server comes back with a web resources right here, as you're seeing right here. So we have here, like in the third part, if the server approves the client's request, the server sends the client a 200 OK message. Yeah, and these just basic codes on the internet. 200 means OK, 404 means not found, stuff like that. So just basic stuff. So that's basically it. And just what after a request is sent and it's approved, okay, right here it will just send these small chunks of data, which we call the packets, through the network. It will just come back. Okay, so this is basically it. Those are the four main parts of how the web works, or what's going on behind the scenes when you type what would you call it, a web address on your browser. Okay, so we have right here the DNS explained, and of course we have it right here. What basically happens is like DNS is like a web address. Okay, so it only understands IPs like this. So when you type, and I'm sorry, I'm repeating this again. I know it's kind of hard, but I'm just repeating it again so you can get a glimpse of what's going on. So basically, it will just a DNS understands IPs like this, and when you type your URL right here, it will just take it and get the IP for it and just send it back. So that's basically it, and I will link to this page if you want to read more about how the web works. Like, this page is really good, and it's really simple, but this is just a small comment on the process, on what's going on and stuff. Okay, so that's basically it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Hello developers, and what's going on? So in this one we're gonna talk about text editors. So a text editor is basically just a program which you use to write code. Okay, and they can get pretty complicated and intensive, and they can be really simple. So you can write code from starting with your just text, that you would just like a text document or something like that. You can write code right here, but this is like really simple. I guess if you're starting out, you didn't need to use this. You can start with like a more what do we call it, a more advanced text editor. You don't need to use this one right here. So we can use like something like Sublime, Notepad++ brackets. So you can download any of these ones right here. Or so these basically are simple ones, but it can get pretty intensive, like PHP Storm right here, which is an IDE, which stands for an integrated development environment, which is actually a pretty powerful tool or program to write PHP code. So some of them are simple, some of them are complicated, but you know, we are just gonna go for a simple one right here. But of course it's not a text document right here. So we can go ahead and download Sublime Text. You can use Visual Studio Code if you already have it installed. You can use any of these. It's really simple to install, but I'm just gonna go with Sublime Text. But if you're not sure what to use, just go along with me and choose Sublime right here. So if you actually go ahead and try to install it, Sublime Text, try to look it up on Google, just will just show up right here. If you click on download for Windows, it will show up like this one right here after you download it. So I already downloaded it, and if I just click on it, yes, okay, so next, install, and we'll basically install the program right away. Click on finish. I go ahead right now and just try to look it up. Sublime will just appear right here. If I click on enter, you can see right here it's all like empty. If I go ahead and let's try to just write anything, let's say hello. Okay, if I want to save this page, which we are gonna do a lot of in this course, click just tab on Control Shift and S all together, and you can save it right now. Let's say I'm gonna save it on the desktop. Let's say I'm gonna call it hello, and I'm gonna set the format of this, you know, of this page as an HTML. So we just type in .html, which of course what we are gonna be doing in this whole course. So if I click on save, now it's basically saved right here. Yeah, it's right here. If I try and click it, it will just open up right away in here. Okay, so this is basically it for dealing with, you know, dealing with the text editor. This is how you install it, and this is how you save and write into files. And of course you can write this write in this one right here. So I can actually try this and type in hello, just, you know, to show you that actually works. Hello, so just anything basic. Click on, yeah, I actually need to save this one. Save as. Okay, let me hello .html. Okay, let's leave it on desktop. I go back right here, and there it is right here. If I click on it, you can see right here, here it is. So it's basically about the extension, okay, which is .html. It dictates what's gonna happen with this file, you know, right here. So this is basically it for this one, and see you in the next video. Hello guys, and what's going on? So in this one we are gonna talk about the browser, and as you may know by now, I'm using Google Chrome right here. Okay, and I would recommend using this browser because it, like almost every developer use it. It's really easy to deal with. The interface is really friendly. You know, it provides you with a lot of good tools, stuff like that. So it's actually the best, and that's only my opinion. Okay, you can use whatever you want, it will work. Okay, but I would recommend Chrome if you ask me. So basically I'm not gonna download Chrome on this video. I am guessing that you have it, or you have any other, you know, browser set up by now, so I'm not gonna download it. And if you still don't have it, if you're watching this, let's say on your mobile phone, and you don't have Chrome installed on your PC, then you should go and just download it. Use any other browser and download it, or you can just use your symbol like Internet Explorer, stuff like that. Just use any other browser and it will work just fine. But in this one, we're gonna talk about like in some details about what you should be knowing, or what you should know as a developer who is getting started about the browser. You should know about the browser more than the average user. Okay, so here we have like a simple page in the browser. Any simple page, we have like the user interface, and the user interface basically can just see the visual elements like these arrows right here, a refresh icon, and here is like the URL, which when you type the URL it should get you whatever you want, and this like the bookmarks, the extensions, all of these visuals right here. So it's basically just the interface. Okay, there is also something we want to talk about, which is the rendering engine. And the rendering engine basically takes up the resources after the network processes it and display it on the page, as we're seeing right here. So it basically processes HTML, which is of course we are going to be dealing with here in this course, and XML, which is another format on the web, and web resources like images, videos, audios, and stuff like that. So the rendering engine is just an engine embedded in the browser. Okay, and it's basically written in C++, which of course a huge prominent language, and some browsers use different rendering engines. So Chrome and Opera both use Blink, Firefox use Jayco, Internet Explorer use Trident. You know, actually Internet Explorer is now deprecated. Okay, don't use it. If you want to use something like the default Windows, just use Edge, which uses Edge HTML, and you can see right here like almost everyone uses a different rendering engine, which is basically the same, and we all written in the same programming language, which is C++. So what basically happens when rendering the engines, a web resource are parsed. For example, an HTML parser converts an HTML template into an object called the DOM model, or the DOM model, which is a document object model, which is basically the representation of all the object right here. Just, you know, a tree of everything on this page right here, or any other page for this matter. And of course it processes CSS, which is just a cascade styling sheet, which is just a design and style language. We are going to take a look at it in this course. Okay, so this is how it basically works. After the network, the rendering engine just takes up all the HTML and all web resources, the XML, the CSS, and just convert all of this into the DOM object. And basically the browser does a painting and a styling after that, and just displays all of this as you're seeing right here. The third thing we want to talk about is the JavaScript engine, and JavaScript is basically a programming language which is rendered right here on the browser. Okay, it's a language that deals with web interactions, graphic stuff like that. It's a highly used language right now. It's really hot in the industry. Okay, as you might know. So basically, the JavaScript engine is a subsystem for parsing JavaScript code to machine code, okay, and then executing it. That machine code is basically the code that's parsed by the machine that we're using, which is actually our computer. And they use these JavaScript engines use like JIT, which is only a compiler. It's like an interpreter which gets the code and turn it to the machine code. Okay, so, and also every browser uses a different JavaScript engine right here. Like Chrome uses the V8 engine, which is I would say the most popular one, as of course it's written in CSS. And here we have like some other examples, like Safari uses JavaScript Core, Firefox uses SpiderMonkey, and it goes on and on. So basically we talked about the user interface, the rendering right here. Where is it? They are the rendering engine and the JavaScript engine. Okay, let me see. We have, yeah, and the fourth thing we want to talk about is the inspect element. If you just go ahead and press on Control Shift and I at the same time, this should pop up right here. It can pop up like right here on the left or on the right, or in another tab. It depends on how you display it right here. Okay, you can just go like this on the left right here. Now you can display it on the right, but I like to keep it just down right here. Okay, you can display it whatever you want. And basically the inspect element is just a tool, or whatever you want to call it. There, a lot of people call it a web developer, the Chrome developer tools. Inspect element, you can call it whatever you want. It basically allows you to interact or to change or alter the content of the page, okay, in real time. But of course, after we refresh, everything will just come back to normal. Like if we click on this right here, we can try and let me just, yeah, we can go to the engine right here. You can see right here that it gets you anything that you select on. If we try again, you can see right here, let me try the process. You can see right here, it gets to the process right here. It highlights everything right away. So if I try and change this, let's say the process is down, and if I just keep it, you can see right here it changes in real time. So we have like a lot of tabs right here. This is the elements, the console, the sources, the network, and of course you can discover this, you can read about it. I don't need to or I don't want to like talk about everything right here. I don't want just to drain you or pressure you, or you can just go ahead and look up every one of these, and you don't actually need to know every one of them in details, especially if you're just getting started. I'm just telling you what you should be, what you should know before you get on with this course. And you have here the style, is the CSS code right here. Okay, and I know you might be like might be all over the place and confused right now, but you will know everything and understand everything as we go. Okay, so this is basically what you need to know. And this one right here, it's like it gets the content of the browser as like what would you call it, as a mobile phone. Okay, if you're talking about responsive design and stuff. So as you can see here, this is the Chrome developer tools, or the inspect element right here. And of course, if you need to close it, you can just click on here. Okay, and you can actually open it again. If you want to open it, just like right click and click on inspect, and it will open it up right away. So these are basically the 4 things that I want to talk about. So go ahead and install your browser, or you might have it already installed, and let's get on to this course. So with that said, see you on the next time. Hello ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? So we're just gonna start out with this course right here. So I have my Sublime open, and I have my browser right here. So basically we're just gonna talk about 3 or 4 main things in this video right here. First of all, we're gonna talk about the doc type and the HTML tag and head and the body. Okay, but before I talk about these 4 main tags, and everything in HTML is just a tag or an element. Okay, I want you just to look at almost every HTML tag in this syntax like this. So we just open up this one right here, which is the greater than or smaller than, and just like this one, and the content right here. Okay, and you open this one again, you have this backslash right here, and you close it back. So we can put anything right here, which is gonna be our elements, and in the middle it's gonna be the content. If that doesn't make any sense to you, it will make sense right now. Okay, but first of all, let me just save this file right here, so I can show you the HTML syntax highlighting. Let me, no, not this one, Control Shift and S at the same time. Okay, alright, so we are in the desktop. I'm just gonna create a new folder right here. Okay, let's call this HTML course. Alright, so just and save this one. Yeah, I need a name. Let's call it index.html, which is of course the format or the extension of this file, which is HTML. You can actually call it just HTML and it will work, but I'd rather call it HTML. If I save it like this, you can see right now that we get some syntax highlighting. It basically tells us that this is actually wrong. Okay, these red markers right here, but I'm just gonna remove them right away. So if you want zoom in, you can use your scroll and a control at the same time. Okay, so basically we are going to talk about these guys right here. So if I just go ahead and delete all of this, here we need to start our document, and to start the document we need a doc type tag right here, which actually defines this page right here as an HTML5 document. Okay, it's just it's just a certain thing. It's just just a good thing to define your document as an HTML5, not and it needs to be at the top right here. So we need to do our or greater than right here, and an exclamation mark, and we're typing doc type all in capital right here HTML, and close it like this. So you can see right here that we have this syntax highlighting. This is in red, and this is this is in green, and this is in red, and you know, stuff like that. So we can actually highlight the syntax and see what we're doing right here. And this is basically the difference between these text editors and, you know, the document text editor. This one just, you know, really good. It's just better than the document text itself. So this is how you like define your HTML5 document, which is better than HTML4, and this one needs to be at the top of the page right here. And it's not case sensitive. You can type this one in all capital, you can type it in all small, it will just work. Okay, so after this we need to define our HTML tag, which of course type this sign right here. Okay, and HTML. Okay, and you just close it, and then you can type you can do another sign, and you can, no, I don't need to do this. Okay, it actually it completes automatically. It completes automatically this tag right here, but I don't want to complete it automatically right here. So I'll just go back and do, oh my god, just do it automatically. So after this one right here, you're gonna do a backslash, and then you're just gonna type HTML, and this is basically the starting of our page, the main the actual starting our page. So as I told you before, you need to do these signs right here, which is the greater than and the smaller than, and then your element. Everything in this page is gonna be just an element, and then you're gonna do the greater sign again, the backslash, and then the name of your element again, and you just close everything. And right here between these guys we need to call our head tag. Okay, and as I told you before, you need to get the signs, you need to do this, and it actually completes right away, which I wouldn't advise you to use actually. Okay, just as a starters, because you need I guess you need to type everything yourself so you can memorize and understand everything. And after that, after you become professional and after you get bored, okay, you actually have to let Sublime or any other text editor just complete them to you. So we have here inside the HTML the head and the body. Okay, can type it again, and can see that we have our document right here. So this is like the most basic document. So the head tag contains stuff like, you know, the title, which is the title of the page right here. Right here it's new tab. Okay, and contains the meta tag, which is actually concerned with the encoding of this page, like which languages will this page handle, stuff like that. And also concerned with some links. If you want to link to a CSS style sheet, you know, you're just some basic style sheets, some links, stuff like that. So it's just concerned with the head or the header of this page right here, and the body, which is concerned with everything right here on this. It's basically concerned with the body of this page, or the UI elements of this page. Okay, so if I try, I'll just write one we'll write just a title tag right here, and of course, as you may have guessed, this only will give us a title. Let's say the title is hello, it's my first page, and we are gonna close this. Of course, you're gonna do prayer sign, and you wanna close it. If you wanna type it from the start out, you can do whatever you want. Okay, maybe I need to disable this completing thing and write everything from scratch. I will just do that after we do this video right here. I mean, if I can do this, this is like this. This one is really text editor is really simple. So if I just save this, just press on Control and S at the same time, you can see now it's saved. If I go, let me just go to my folder right here, and if I need to press on index, it will just open up, and you can see the title of the page right here. And of course, you can tweak this however, whatever you want. And let's say hello world. If I save this and refresh, you can see right here it's changed. And if I want to view the page source, the code of this page, you can just type Control and U right here, and this will get us the code of this page right here, which of course we have it in our Sublime. Okay, or you can just go and press on View Source Page right away. Okay, so basically in the head tag we have the title, we have some meta, we have some links, our CSS or JavaScript, and in the body we are gonna now display something right here on this page. So we can just display a heading tag, and of course if we go like this, H, let's keep it H1, and this will display like a text of an H1 or heading 1 or header 1. Let's say this is my first heading, and if we close this, it will just close it automatically after you write the slash right here. Okay, if we save this, go back and refresh this, you can see right here we have, this is my first heading, which is just a heading or a header from you know, a header like number 1, like this is the biggest one you can get. You can type in 2, you know, and of course you need to change it right here, so this will get 2, and if we change this, it will be a little smaller, as you can see right here. And of course if we do like 4, okay, and the more you like, the more you make it, to make the number bigger, the more it will get smaller. We refresh right here. Okay, you can refresh by Control R, or you can refresh just like this, but I'd rather get Control R. Okay, and this is gonna be the first it tells you this is my first heading, and of course it's a little smaller. So this is basically it for our first index page, and it might get confusing sometimes, you know, but just think of every HTML element as I told before, like these signs right here, the name and the content and the closing of this one with the slash right here. And you don't need to memorize anything. Actually, it will just come natural as you go. Okay, the more you write, the more you'll subconsciously memorize it, so without any effort. Okay, so we actually, just to make this a little more clean or simple, if you highlight on everything right here and just press tab, okay, and this one right here, and just press another tab right here, It just makes it a little more cleaner. Yeah, you can leave them without any spaces, but it'll just it seems right to me. Okay, so this is basically it for the basic syntax, and see you in the next video. Hello guys, and welcome to another video. So in the last one we've talked about the basic syntax of HTML and some HTML elements, okay, and we talked about like how to do elements, what are they, and I give you some examples. But in this one we're gonna talk a bit about them, and I'm gonna tell you that you can actually let me tell you first about how to disable auto completing when writing HTML. Okay, so if you go right here and you press on settings, syntax specific, it will open up something like this. If you go Control F, okay, and if you write in, actually I did it right here, so if you write in auto close, let me focus here so we can search here, auto close tags right here on the line 137 right here. Go ahead and copy this whole thing right here and just paste it in, okay, right here. Okay, and turn this to false so we can override these value right here, okay, and just keep the focus on here and Control S. So this is basically how you disable the auto close tags, okay, so we can just write everything from scratch, okay, and close it in, and now it will disable the whole thing, okay, disable closing the tags. So let's now talk about nested tags. You can actually type more than one tag inside another, okay, so if we can go ahead, and now I'm going to introduce you to another element, which is the paragraph. Write in P and close it right back, okay, let's say this is my first paragraph, okay, and if you now try write the closing tag, which is P, now you can type everything as you're seeing. Okay, so you can actually write whatever number you want, like it's just endless. We now close this one, let's just press on cancel, and if we go right here and refresh, you can see that we have a paragraph right here, and we can actually write just one a little more. You can go ahead right here and Control S to copy it and Control V to paste it, and let's say this is my second heading, okay, we can keep this for 2, and here is 2 also. So if we save this and go back here and refresh, you can see that we have a heading right here, an H2 format heading right here. So this is basically for the nested tags. And another thing that you wanna know about tags, that you can actually not close these guys, and it will just display them, okay, as it is. Let me try, and if I now save and go back and refresh, you can see that we're having these guys right here, nothing changed, but it's not advisable to do this, okay? Don't just do these things, just close everything to avoid errors, okay? So if you want to go back actually to the code that we wrote, just press on Control Z, okay, till it gets back like this. So this is basically it for I'm sorry, not closing the tags. So also the third thing that I want to point out is that you actually HTML code is not case sensitive. And what I mean by that, if something is case sensitive, it's different when you type it in capital or small, but HTML is not case sensitive. Okay, so if I write this one like this, okay, nothing will actually happen. It's basically the same thing. So if I just save, Control S, and if I go right there, and you can see that actually nothing happened on this one right here. So if let me go back and actually do this one again. Okay, now if I save, go back and refresh, you can see nothing actually happens right here. There is still the same elements it will display. Here we have like our elements right here. So this is basically it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things about HTML elements. You know, they are the basis of an HTML page. Okay, so this is basically it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello guys, and what's going on? So in this one we're gonna talk about attributes. Okay, so we're still in our file right here. Let me just first tell you what attributes are. An attribute is basically it adds some information or another information or quality to a certain element. Okay, an attribute is supposed to be written in the first tag or the beginning tag right here. It can be written in a last tag. Okay, and attributes are basically goes this way. Let me just show you a syntax. Like, so I told you in the couple, and I guess in the first videos, like this is our syntax: tag name, and close this, and some content right here, and some HTML elements have no content, and close this tag right here, tag name, this way. So this is basically the syntax or the framework or the style of an HTML element. If we want to add the attributes, now if you go right here, the attributes needs a name and equal and double quotes, and you can do single quotes, but you know, it's like a convention to do double quotes, and it needs a value right here. So this is basically it. If you are gonna write an attribute, you are gonna need the name of this attribute and the value of it, and it will only go for this only tag right here. Okay, so if we just actually let me comment this one, and comments actually are ways of not displaying the code. If you don't want to display something on your page, you're just gonna comment it like this. And I'm gonna talk about this in the next couple of videos. Just know now, or just be concerned now, that this code will not be displayed. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it as that. So if we go ahead and actually do an anchor tag, and an anchor tag which is just basically a link. Okay, if we go like this, and I'm like these are terrible designs and stuff, but we're just trying out right here. Okay, we're not trying to build something, I'm just explaining to you what's going on. Basically, the anchor tag to do it is you need the A, and then you need the name of the attribute, and I'm gonna link to something right here. Well, and the name of this attribute is gonna be href, which of course hypertext reference, something like that, and the equal, and we need that link right here, and this link can be a link to another file right here in this folder, or it can be a link online. Okay, and I'm gonna just paste the w3 schools link right here, and we're just gonna close this and write the content of this anchor. We're gonna call it W3 schools link, just like that. Okay, and we're gonna close this one right here. Okay, just extremely easy and simple one. So we need the href attribute right here, which will link to this one. So if we click on this link right here, it will just direct us to this link. So if I save this, Control S, and go back right here and refresh, you can see that we have our link right here. If we click on this link, now we go to the W3 schools website, and of course you can put your own tag right here. You can put any tag you want, Facebook, LinkedIn, you know, any link you want right here. So this is basically it. And now I want to do another example. I'm gonna do this example with an image, and I know that these tags are pretty new to you, but I'm gonna talk about them in greater details in the next couple of videos. And now I'm gonna link an image to this page, and all I'm gonna do is that open my tag and do an image. And I need if I need to link an image, I need the source attribute, okay, which is src, and the equal and the name of this image. Let me just close this out. It doesn't actually need an ending tag like this one right here. So I'm gonna grab my image from my folder. Let's say, let me go to here. What do you call it? Pigs. And let me grab just a little one right here. Let me grab this one. I'm gonna copy it, and of course you can just grab any image you like. Let me go back to what do you call it, our folder right here, and just paste then this right here. Okay, this is just my little old logo, and I want to just copy all of this right here, and just okay, and just write the name here so we can actually get the name of this image right here. So if I just save this one and go right here, refresh, and you can see that we got our image right here, okay, with the attribute of source. So basically that's it for the image source. You just write the source name, the source, and equal the source name, any name you have on your pic. Okay, and of course if I just go like this, which of course is not there, this name is not found, it will just display this not found image, like, you know, icon or something like that. So let me just go back, and of course we can do a little attribute right here, which is the width. We can do some styling to it, and we can do like 200, and we can do the height, of course just some CSS style. I know we didn't talk about CSS yet, but I'm just trying a little something right here, so bear with me on this one. So if we now save and refresh, and you can see right here that we can change the width and the height. Let's give this for like 500. If I refresh this, you can see right here that the width now is bigger. So this is basically how you use attributes. You just name the name and the value. Of course there's a lot of attributes when it comes to HTML elements, so but when in this video we're gonna talk about them in a little details, okay, as we go on this course. So that's basically it for this one, and see you in the next video.